Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 1 of Blading Culture Podcast. My name's Eric, I'm your host. Today I'm talking with Matty Vella. How are you doing, man?
How you doing, mate? You okay?
I'm good, yeah.
Good.
Chilling, man. How have you been?
Really well, man. I've just started a new job and that, so I've just been settling into that in Stockport, man. So I'm quite close to all that now. Just getting by, living in a flat with Juliet in Hyde, which is just great Manchester. Chilling, skating as much as I can. Saving for holidays.
Any good spots close by?
Yeah, there's one. Well, it's gone now. Actually, I put a video on about 2 months ago or something.
Just this
it was
ledge
just a little ledge, yeah, and they've fucking built loads of shit around it. So now I can't skate it.
Oh, man,
or I've got to skate the other side, which is like there's a foam box on the other side, which is like a foot away from it. So you've got to like lean back. I tried it like once, but the other side's now like blocked off with bollards and stuff, man. And another telephone box. Part of that, there's a couple of bits everywhere, but
yeah. And what about bladers in Hyde? Have you got any?
I saw a lad on some like big, I think they were 125s going down Market Street like 6 months ago, and I wasn't close enough to try and interact with him because sometimes when you're out in town, you'll just see someone, you're like, "Yo, rollerblades," and everyone's like, "Yes, safe." But I was too far away, and it's quite a quiet town. So if some random guys just shouting across the thing like, "Yo," it just wouldn't work. So I let it slide. I was like, "I'll see him again," because I live in Hyde. I've just not seen him since.
You haven't seen him since.
Part of that, I hit Stockport and Alex Burson and all that way, and then into town. Then everyone's like scattered around town.
Is it easy to get like in and out of Hyde?
You
got a train station.
It's like
there?
Yeah, there's quite a few train stations all linking to Manchester, like Piccadilly, like 20 minutes.
Of course,
Then the bus is only like 30. I've got a bus pass anyway because I work for Stagecoach. So I'm like laughing. I'm like absolutely laughing, getting around. So it's like if someone says, "Oh, we're going to skate," I'm like, "Right, okay, I'll be there in like an hour and a half max from my house, like getting ready and, like I'm there, stone's throw away." It's good.
It's quite nice being in Manchester. You're pretty close to so many different little communities of people. Like even being in Manchester, you've got like the MCR crew, and then you've got the crew in Warrington that are like a stone's throw away. But it's such a different.
Yeah, like we skate with the Liverpool boys all the time, and like I think it's like that centre in it, that line, that Manchester, Warrington, Liverpool, and all the way back because we're constantly going to Ramp 1, we're constantly going to Ramp Works.
Yeah,
start flowing it, and then even around Greater Manchester. Yeah, it's great, man. And it's good transport links either way.
Good street in Manchester as well, isn't it?
Yeah, amazing.
Always.
Oh, like on a casual skate, like on a Tuesday night skate, if it's dry and we go out, we'll probably just hit a set of ledges that we always hit, then go from there. But it's still so exciting to be in that town environment and just getting about and just skating from spot to spot. Like, who wants to do a trick? Oh, name a spot. Go on then, let's go there. And we found like 3 others the other day that have like been sat there for probably about a year near Jamaica's house. Yeah. And like we'd never seen them before. Like this perfect coping ledge, like it was an actual coping on top.
Oh my
it's
God.
like a metal like plant pot.
Yeah.
But like the trees are so far away that you can actually go, "Oh, it's cool, man. We've got a few clips which should be seen soon."
I found a ledge here in Lee. It's a big bench, and I'll try and find a picture and send it to you. It's like it must be 30 foot long. This bench, it's huge, but it's wavy.
Wood?
No, it's metal and it's wavy, and it's like Chris Farmer wavy, like when he sets slides.
Yeah.
And it's like that all the way along. I keep wanting to go and skate it, and every time I go there, someone kicks me off, man. It's so frustrating. Yeah, like I need to find a day when the rugby club's closed or something.
Yeah. Is that what it's outside or involved?
They're pretty full on there. They look at it as a monument, and I kind of get I'm not causing any damage. I just want to roll along a bench, guys. Come on.
I get that, but I also get that it's town. It's more in the towns. Like in Glossop, we got a lot of shit for skating if we tried to skate street. And then around me, I've had a bit of grief, like a few odd looks. But in Manchester, I think everyone's too busy to notice or too
busy to care.
Yeah. They've got no interest in what you're doing. And the only time you ever get kicked off things is like when you like with security guards in car parks, and they're usually not asked. Like,
because obviously in Manchester there's quite a crew now. Like when you look, well, I mean, like I was saying earlier, like I watched the MCR video last night, and there's some big names in there, and the skating was insane, and you're all just, I don't know.
It's a nice tight group, it is, man. It really is. And there's more since that Manchester video, man. Like loads of people just keep popping up everywhere. Like a guy called Cam came from, and he lives in Oldham or like Chadderton way, and he'd not skated with us before. And then like it's like new members of, well, not new members have joined. So it's not like it is a crew, but it's like new members have like just come in and just like started skating with us and like realized we were around in the first place and be like, oh shit, why haven't I like just joined on? Does that make sense? So it's constantly growing.
So obviously now you're sort of settled into living in Hyde and working and whatnot, but you've not always been in Hyde. You were in Glossop beforehand, weren't you?
I was, yes.
So obviously you mentioned Glossop. Glossop is very much it kind of reminds me a little bit of Buxton. It's got a touristy feel to it. The statues and the monuments. If you skate in those, you're going to get kicked off. Yeah,
definitely, man. Like it is a towny town, isn't it? Like just one side is like towards Manchester, the busy side, and the other way is just hills. So it's like the comfortable medium for like retiring working people. So like kids just get a bit like everything you do as a child in that sort of town gets blown out of proportion as like just anything, just messing around in a park, thugs hanging around. It's just word travels fast, and people seem to live in their own little box when they're in little towns like that.
Yeah, most definitely, for sure. Like what I was saying earlier, like, so if you don't know, I used to live in Glossop. As Matty moved there, I sort of moved away from there. So if I'd have stayed there a bit longer, maybe we'd have met. I don't know how long. I don't know how long it was between you moving there and rollerblading, sort of becoming a part of your life. But I think if I'd have stayed there a bit longer, we probably would have met. But
we definitely would have crossed paths.
I saw a video you posted the other day of Glossop Park. Do you remember the old park in Glossop, the metal one?
Like I never skated it because I didn't skate then. Like I just crawled around it as a child. You know what I mean? Like I remember it vividly as being like green with like metal ramps, like green painted side, like a massive horrible half pipe that was almost oververt, and then like boxes you couldn't get up and stuff. But the only park I ever skated in Glossop was the concrete.
Yeah, but do you have any more rollerbladers in Glossop? I don't know what the scene's like there now. I know that there was a few of you in Glossop.
There was like 10 of us, like at a good strong point, and it was like all from like the older lads, like Tom Brown. I don't know if people will recognise that name. And then James Holmes and Ollie Taylor, they were like the top, and Ant Cassell as well. Fucking hell. I started skating in like 06, so there was my group of friends started before me, and I wasn't like mega into it, but then I did a bit of hockey, and I was like, right, okay, I want to give it a go. I was like 13 or something.
Yeah.
Maybe 12, I don't know. And then I started skating around them, and then they all fell off, and I think I'm the only one left now. Like Charlie Smith skates every now and again. Remember little Charlie?
Oh yeah,
Buxton. He skates because he's got a little brother. I was saying how mad this is the other day. He's like, I remember his little brother as a baby, and I went back and he's 7 years old, and he's like, yeah, that's probably the last time I properly skated. So it's like,
wow. That's crazy, man.
It's madness, isn't it? But yeah, probably stand alone if you were to count Glossop skaters now.
Yeah, I've not been there for a long time now. But the new park that they built is okay, but it looked busy in the video.
It was. To be fair, it was like Saturday afternoon, like 3:00.
Yeah,
like first sunny day of spring.
What I want to know is that park built on a hill?
Yes, it has got a slight gradient down, like towards the river.
Yeah,
which is dead weird. So it's really hard getting up one way, but then coming back the other, it's just like you just stand there and roll. Like it's a cool little park, man. It's like childhood, isn't it? It's like your first. Did my first soul grind. Did my first a lot of shit there. 5-5 spine there. Like
so, was hockey your start to rollerblading then? Where did the hockey come from?
School got us into hockey. Yeah, Gossipdale got us into hockey, but it wasn't roller hockey. And then I don't know where I acquired some roller boots, but like actual hockey boots, but I did, and they were mint. So I just used to get around with my hockey stick and bash it around near my house. And then I got some Razor Colts, I think, and that's when I got introduced to it.
I had some Colts like 2 years ago. I really want to try them again, like, because
the new ones are nice, aren't they?
Yeah, they've got that shift feel of them, and I sort of like the shifts, but I've not tried a pair of those either yet. You're on the Aeons now, though, aren't you?
Yes.
And I really want
indeed.
to.
Oh, just do it. Just do it and ride it. Like, that frame, I know it's not a frame because it's a full boot, but I just love that frame. It just sits so well, especially when you skate 8 wheels. Like, I'm on 58s at the moment, and you still feel like you've got so much room, because I started on really small ones when I went to flat. I started on like 55, so I was dead scared of like wheel bite.
Yep.
And then I like changed higher, and they're just such a solid boot as well. To be fair, actually, I'll make a point on them. The hardware isn't great. Like, there's a lot of clickety stuff. So like
every time we've skated, I've said I want your skates, and then on the same occasion, something's happened to your skates.
Yeah.
Like when we went to Bic, I was like, yeah, I really want them. You're like, yeah, mate, singing the praises. Then 5 minutes later, I see you and the straps hanging off, and you can't find the bolts. And
that's it. I've replaced the straps now with laces. Like, I double lace round and like lock my heel in, just because it just makes too much noise. Like.
Yeah.
But apart from that,
I went on Rob's, but his were a bit too big. But even for a skate that was too big, it was so solid.
First time I tried them was a size 9. Like, I tried them as a size 9, and I used 8-9 shell, and I skate a 6.5, 7, and they were just on some 72s messing around, but they felt amazing.
Yeah. I can squeeze myself into an 8 as well, which is nice.
That's good. Yeah, it's a nice size that for, what size are you? Like a 9?
Oh, like an 8.5, 9.
8.5, 9. Yeah,
like, I get stuck between sizes. Like, if I wanted to, like, when I had my SLs, my Burstons, I was an 8 and they fit perfect. Like, literally perfect. Even when I had a swollen left foot from a broken leg, like, they fit perfectly. And then when I went into the Colts in an 8, they were too small. Even with, like, I put a downsized, thinking, yeah, I'll be okay. Like, it's a 7/8 shell. I put a Trust spec. Remember them Spec Ops lines by Trust?
Yeah, God, the ones that like folded at the chin.
Yeah, they were supposed to like help you downsize, which worked for me. Like when I used to skate the Velos in the medium shell, the size 7/8 shell, but I used to toe cut them so I could squeeze my foot in.
Yeah, I was the same with a size 6.
Cut the toe off. In all fairness, I probably could have done that. I could have gone down the next shell, I think, because I still had a bit of room to play there, and I think that was the nice thing about them. But in the Colts, I struggled. And like in my Velos now, I'm riding the V13s, those maroon ones.
Yeah, there's no toe cutting there, is there?
There's no toe cutting. I can't really do much with the toe area, and I'm struggling now. I've got this like pain in the side of my foot when I've been skating I've been skating ledges properly at the minute. Like I've fallen out with copins, and I've fallen in love with angle irons.
Yes,
like, I love skating ledges.
Yeah, no way to go ledges.
What do you want? Emily's turned up. She wants to.
Do you want that croissant thing?
Do I want that croissant thing? You can have it. I've seen the donuts on the side.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Food is important too. Like,
keep
your energy up. Keep your energy up for skating, guys.
One donut is Harry's, which is that ring one. So don't eat it.
All right, just go and get me some food.
Right. We've got one chocolate donut, one jam donut. So
what do you want? Jam.
The jam one. Right, but don't eat my jam one.
Okay, I won't. Where was I? So
skating.
Yeah, I want. Obviously, the Aeons are on my to-do list.
Do it, man. Just get an old set and see how you like them.
Yeah. I also. Do you skate with pads at all?
No. This is something me and my missus have quarrels about all the time. No, I don't skate with anything. I should do. I encourage people to do so. My next purchase is shin pads and knee pads.
Exactly why I bring this up. So at Ramp 1, I was trying to get top sides on those A boxes, and you know what those angle irons are like. You know, if you're not committed, you're gonna take it to the shin. Well, I took it to the shin and it sucked
as well. Yeah.
So I've been thinking about getting some shin pads, but like I'm just worried they're not gonna fit in my skinny
little
jeans.
Ones. Yeah, I've been told like literally baby ones. Yeah. Do you know like the baby shin pads from like football when you were like 7?
Yeah, so like just enough to kind of cover the area. But...
Yeah, just above your skate to below your knee. And it's really thin and light and compact. Knee pads, I have no idea. Like, that's my next post on UKBC. Like, who can give me advice on knee pads? I need some. Because every time I've tried them, even when I was younger, they just rubbed.
Right, now like, you won't get this being youth and that, right? But being old like me, right? I have a bad knee. I've had a. How old are you again, Matty?
23.
23.
Right, that is not a youth.
It is. It is when you're 31. Youth. So I have a bad knee, or at least I've been suffering with my knee, and I think it's because a few years ago, you remember when we raised money for Fairfield Skate Park in Buxton?
Yes.
We had a fundraiser, and then we had a bouncy castle. And I was responsible for watching the bouncy castle for 5 minutes. Eric watched the bouncy castle for 5 minutes, they said. I jumped on, and I landed funny, my knee went. I had to have a big splint on and big bandage to keep it all straight, to move it every night. I was out for quite a few weeks with it, and I still struggle with it. So I've started doing yoga. I've started stretching and working it out at home and stuff. Like,
is it helping?
It is.
Are you doing it often enough for it to help? That's always a thing, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I'm sat at the desk a lot of the minute trying to sort out this podcast. So whilst I'm sat here, I'm like, leg exercises, bro.
Yeah. Oh, mate, yes, it needs to be done.
I was gonna talk about this with Burston as well. Like, I know that Burston's really positive about, I mean, he's on another planet.
He's on it, man. He's like, really on it. Yeah,
really on it.
The way he moves
compared to everyone else, like. But I've never. Do you know when you were at school and you're doing like PE and whatnot, and you're stretching and you're working out and you're warming up before you do your sports? Like, I used to laugh at it because I was like, "There's no point in this. It's freezing. I'm gonna warm up when you start making me run around the field."
Yeah.
But now when I go skating, exactly, like now when I've been rollerblading, I've kind of been treating it more like a sport. So like I've been stretching and warming up before I go skating, and it's been really helping.
I try and do it as much and as best I can. My problem is I never cool down. I never do it. So I warm up. I warm up my legs. I'll do a few stretches on my legs and my abdomen, like my ribs and stuff, in my arms. But then after I finish skating, I'm like, right, I'm done now. Take my skates off. I don't cool down. I don't like stretch down, if that makes sense. I'll do like a routine afterwards. I've got a bit of a routine beforehand, but I need to improve on that anyway. But I think it's afterwards is key, because you just, from going absolutely hell for leather, 100% on all your muscles, and then just to stop and just kind of lounge about. And that's what I do when you're at a skate. You have a smoke and you go home and you go to bed, or you go and have tea and you go to bed or whatever. You're not doing much exercise after a skate because you're pretty fucked, aren't you?
You're done in, aren't you? Like, I don't know if I told you, a few weeks ago I did a ramp one session, and I rode there on a fixed gear.
Man, I was there.
From Lee. Yeah, oh yeah. So I rode there on the bike, had one of the best sessions of the last couple of years. Like, my feet were back on it, and obviously I was definitely stretched and warmed up from riding there in one gear. But then I had to ride back.
Oh,
so
that was a killer, wasn't it?
It took me like 2 hours to get there and an hour to get back, strangely. But I was dead. For days I didn't move. There was no warming down then. Like, I was so broken. But because I've been doing it regularly, I'm back on it. So, are you going to be at Alexandra this weekend?
I am, mate. Yes, I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm there
so again, I did mention it in the last episode, but there's a competition this weekend in Stockport at Alexandra Skate Park. I think it's given a little bit of showers, some slight showers towards the evening.
We're worried about the weather, but we're going to turn up anyway.
Mate, I'm going to
be there. Yeah, well, that's it. Like, if it goes shit, we're going to go, like, all the skaters, we're just going to go and hit, like, a spot somewhere. We've got, like, a few undercovers in town. We've got a few in Stockport, so a session's on, no matter what.
Yeah, it's going to be good. So, if you're listening and you want to come down, come on down. Or up.
Please do.
It'll be a good session, like, some big names. And, it'll be good to kind of skate. That's the thing. I've not skated it. So since Alexandra got built, Bones closed.
Yeah, Bones are closed in. Oh shit! I'm probably going to get this wrong. I'm going to be corrected, but I think it was 2015.
Yeah, maybe something like that. It wasn't too long ago, but
long enough for us.
I wasn't ready for it. You know what I mean? Like,
no. I slated it until the day it died, and then I've just wanted to skate it every day since.
Every day since.
Yeah. Them down boxes, man. That A box, just the whole place. R.I.P. Bones, man.
We've still got Beast, and I do like it. I don't think there's enough there for me to want to go there all the time.
Yeah, it's quite. It's not too far from you. It's quite close to me, so it's convenient. Like it's in between me and town. So,
like for me, Ramp 1 is probably my
safest bet.
indoor.
Yeah, definitely.
There is an
Especially
indoor one in Lee. There is an
Is
indoor
there?
one. Yeah, like it's called Howbridge Skate Park. It's a leisure centre. So in 2015, someone tried to raise funds for a skate park here in Lee, through Andy Burnham, who was Manchester PM. I think he might even still be like
I think he is.
some minister in Manchester.
Yeah, I think
But
he is.
it never went through. But someone managed to get one built inside of this leisure centre, and actually, it's a nice bowl. I think you'd have a lot of fun in the park. I'll try and find them clips and send it you.
Yeah, please do.
It's
Send me a
a
photo.
tiny little park, but it's always
A new
quiet.
park's always fun.
And a good bowl, a really cool looking bowl, although it's a bit dodgy in terms of how they built it.
Is it wooden or concrete or
It's
metal?
wooden.
Or...
It's
All right,
wooden.
okay.
And skateboarder friendly, definitely.
Oh, cool.
But there's quite a few comps coming up now, isn't there? There's
I'm gonna have to get my thinking cap on.
So there's the True Apparel Jam.
True Apparel Jam.
That
Don't know
Brummy
the
Jam.
dates for that. I don't know when that is. I'm going to look for that though. Yeah, that's going to be a good one to go to. That's going to be really sick.
I don't know how I'm going to get there, but I'm going to be there.
We'll sort that. I think there'll be a few cars going from Manchester on the day, so
yeah,
we'll talk. Saturday, the 11th of August.
Yeah.
It is.
He's going to be on the show.
Sweet.
To talk about True Apparel and things like that. But you're riding for True Apparel, aren't you?
I am indeed, yes.
And
I've been for quite a few years now.
And now Blade Life, I believe, isn't it?
Yes.
Blade Life, is it? Who is it? It's
Blade Life, Greg Tarwell.
Yeah. So
It's called
Blade
that,
Life
Greg.
are in on a roll.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't think I knew that. That's amazing. Like all the clothing. Like, has he given you like a?
Well, they've got some of it already in. They were one of the. I believe they were anyway. It's one of their. Is it Blade Life or is it the Blade?
There's the Blade clothing by, is it Sean Partridge from down south and them lot?
Yeah,
and then we got Greg up in Halifax.
Yeah, Blade Life. Yeah,
Blade Life.
Yeah, Blade Life have got their brand in on a roll.
Magic. Sick.
Well, I modded some of them in.
Sick. Oh, that's amazing, man. Oh, that's sick. I didn't know about that.
Yeah. What happened with Neuer? Is Neuer still? I don't know.
I'm probably not the best person to ask.
I know. Yeah, I
will
post on the Forge from Steel and see if I can get hold of like Darren or someone from Sheffield and speak to them about what's happening with the Neuer, because it's Tim Darker, isn't it?
Tim Darker and another guy called Josh. Because it was a clothing brand back in the day, and we held comps, and like I got asked by Tim to rep, or would you like some t-shirts, and we'll do a promo and stuff like that, which was sick. Uh-huh. And then the Neuer Jams came about, and then I think Josh went away to do work, and Tim had a lot of work on anyway, and I think it deteriorated into a Forge from Steel brand or collective rollerblading group.
They've got a good scene over there, haven't they?
They have, man. They have. They got some killers.
Really Ross Jones,
Cartilage. Man. I know he's so good, isn't he? Little bit.
So good. Did you ever win? Did you ever win Neuer? I know you competed in Neuer, didn't you?
I remember.
Did you come third?
I've placed quite a few times, man. I've got the little fucking trophies in my garage, man. They're sick. They were always made out of like dead, like hardened materials. Like one's like a number 2 in steel with like a wooden plank at the bottom. Yeah. They were just always sick, man. I won some money there one time, like 200 quid, man.
Did you compete in under 16s?
I competed in the under 16s. I didn't place, and then we went into the amateurs, and then I went into the pros, because like the top 3 of the amateurs, I think, had to go into the pros the next time round. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like the next year on, you were then classed as pro because you've won something from us. Oh, so it's like a step up kind of thing. Yeah. And then I won and then they had loads of money. Like I was second and I won 200 quid. So I think first place won like 500 quid.
What?
And then third place won like 100. Like that's a lot of money for like rollerblading. You know what I mean? I our like local level, because that was only UK, wasn't it? Like,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's not a massive park, but at the same time, like that's a good fair bit of money. That's the most I've ever won. Like,
what was Winter Clash like?
Winter Clash was sick. Always is.
I can
Always
imagine.
will be.
I had the opportunity
But-
to go, but life got in the way. But
Dude,
it looked amazing.
they're so hard to like. I've been to the last 3 now, and like I'll say, oh, do you remember that trick that Julian Cuddo did over that? And they'll be like, oh yeah, that was 3 years ago, not last year. They've all like merged into one memory, because you do just go full pelt at this like 5-day journey, like 5-day like adventure with your mates and all, and you don't switch off, but you just do these 5 days, and you come back and you're back to normal life, and you get back into the groove of things. Then it comes around the next year, and you're back in this weird environment that's just rollerblading positive everywhere, and the tricks are crazy, and the parties are crazy, and just everything's crazy. So it just feels like it's molded into one massive experience, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But it was sick, man. I skated in it this year, and I felt pretty happy with how it turned out and how I did. Should have skated more obstacles, but got 8th place in the AMs, which I was buzzing with.
Yeah, man, that's cool.
It was
Congrats.
fun, man.
Yeah.
Cheers, man. Yeah, it was such a good vibe. Winners won, rightly so.
Yeah.
But in the pro, I thought Nils Janssen should have won, but
Yeah.
personal opinion and all that.
Uh-huh. So, what about, obviously the scene over there is crazy, and when you go to a Winter Clash, or, even Slam Jam, for example, or the big comps, you always get that positive vibe, don't you? You can, it oozes out of competitions.
It's a buzz in it. Everyone's dead. Just, I don't know how to explain it. It's just such a nice feeling.
What do you think? Because the reason for setting up this podcast was I'm setting it up under this premise that I can feel like a positive vibe in rollerblading right now. Maybe it's just because I'm seeing it so much in our scene in the UK, like a really positive attitude, and people are kind of grouping together and working together.
Yeah, it is
like the UKBC laid wheels.
That's amazing, man.
That combination there, and all the money going back into the community.
Back into 2 comps, one up north, one down south. I think that's such a great idea.
Beautiful idea, and it really shows, in my opinion, what people can do if they work together. And I really like what we're doing over here. I really like the UK scene. We have some unbelievable rollerbladers. Not just in terms of skill as well, but like their attitudes.
Yeah. We have got quite a fair, like, widespread. We're all very positive, and I think that UKBC page brings it out in a lot of people. And it gives people the confidence to like approach other rollerbladers and speak out about their opinions and all their interests and looking for advice. Like I use it as mainly an advice page, because I'm constantly scrolling through it like, oh right, that guy suggested them liners because they're a bit thinner and I want thinner liners, so I'm looking now at them liners. You know what I mean? It's so involved, even though you're not constantly with
tricks.
It. Yeah,
exactly. Like it is a community. When you're scrolling through, you're reading, and people are going in there and they have an opportunity to openly voice what they want to say. Yeah. And, people are, and the nice thing about like a Facebook platform is just people can come in and then communicate with them about it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Come in, post whatever they want, and then you've got all your mates all commenting, and it's cool fun to read. You get to see people's opinions. This podcast is a way to kind of hear people's opinions, because you can only go so far from a keyboard, I think.
We talked about this earlier, didn't we? Like,
and there are some really creative people, and some of them are going to be coming on this show, and I'm really excited to talk with them. But I wanted to sort of ask what you thought about, even like specifically like the UKBC page. You see so many people on there that are so positive now. Like, do you think there is, like, I don't know if it's a nostalgia trip, maybe, like people are kind of looking back at the old days of rollerblading and remembering what it was like when everyone was such a big a community and we were all like really together.
I think we're heading in such a good direction. Like, with everything, there's going to be negativity. With the UKBC page, there is negativity. It's seen. It is always dampened and moved out, and it's always positive at the end. You're always going to get that negative energy when you try to do something good for everyone, and everyone's trying to do something good. Someone's going to be like the dickhead who goes, nah, and just adds this negativity to what you're trying to do. But I think we're moving in the right direction away from that. Like,
Yeah.
I saw it. There was a big period in UKBC. It was like 6 months, and there was a lot of hating and a lot of bitching, and I put it down for a bit because you just get fed up of reading negativity, don't you, on your feed? It's just
100%.
It's not nice, but I think we've moved past it. I think as a collective, we've moved past that. And in UK scene wise, talent and positivity, we're doing great, I think.
Like, one thing I always sort of used to I don't know, like, I was speaking to Yella about this, a developer on a roll, and someone and Mikey from Mad Beef mentioned it, and it's kind of something that stuck with me. And it doesn't sound like much, but it's making. He says, make sure that you let the positive have a louder voice than the negative.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
it's a nice way to think of it.
When you're in like UKBC, you're not going to agree with everyone. When you're in comps and you're talking to your mates, like you're not all going to have the same opinion about things.
No, exactly.
It's not, but it's not about opinions. It's kind of about grouping together and banding together and sort of having each other's backs, I suppose, isn't it? Like, opinion aside, like rollerbladers sticking together is a big deal.
Taking a bit of responsibility for your fucking opinions as well. Like, just being like, right, this would be seen as negative, even though it's my opinion and I've got the right to voice it. Go ahead. But you've already got yourself in that mindset that you've got this opinion and no one can tell you you're wrong. You're going to have difficulties communicating with people because people will just be like, no, we're not doing that. That's not what this is.
Yeah.
But, you know,
there's nothing wrong with being offended.
No,
I mean?
Yeah. Exactly.
Like, if
it's
you disagree, that's fine. Disagree. You know, move on. Don't dwell on it. Like,
don't let it ruin your day. There's so many more
opportunities to put something positive into the sport and into the community rather than jumping on the bandwagon just because it's easier to hate on something. Like,
exactly.
I think it's much harder to be, in a positive mindset all the time and create something like, I don't know. Have you seen all the Blade Junkie stuff that Ross?
Yeah, right. I've got one on my wall. It's so good, man. And I love how he's bringing out like all the old ones as well. I can't really relate to like the Shimmer Freeze and stuff because they were before my time. But I love to see people buzz over like having the skates on the wall that they had when they were a kid. I think that's so sick. Like I got the Roses one just because I love the Velos and that. Like, but
speaking of Roses, Joe Atkinson.
Oh, that's amazing. I wonder if he gets paid. That's a question.
Maybe we could get him on the show and ask him what the dealio is with Roses.
Damn right. I'd love to hear the details.
Because he's Yorkshire lad, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Leeds way. I know that from speaking to Sophie and Tim that he skates like Leeds way quite a lot.
Someone wants to say,
seen those
Halifax?
frames?
The metal ones?
Yeah. What's the deal with those?
I've heard he had them custom made, but I don't know if that's just Chinese whispers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, just for him for like £1,000. I don't know if that's true. I don't know. Correct me if you know, but they're sick. I've seen Dominic Wagner skate a similar frame as well, like with the Roses boot.
Anthony Potier's flat frame.
Now they're odd. He skated them at Clash and skated them like he was skating like 58s.
Detachable H-block system and like a rockerable wheel system, so you can have like large wheels on the outside, small wheels on the inside.
Yeah, like the Wish frames, but like on a bigger scale because you can have 80 on the outside. I think it's 72 in the middle.
Yeah.
And then if you remove the H-block, I think it goes flat 80. I don't know what the concept is in that, but it is.
It's a good-looking frame. It's a good-looking frame.
Very good looking. I think they were too tall for me.
He did say that he would come on the podcast because I want to talk to him about the flat frame and about, how. I mean, what? I don't even know. Like, excuse me. Like, I was thinking about it the other day, like, with Slits grind wheels, and then people who are making hardware. Like, how are they doing that? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you've obviously got to have some skills in terms of like, manufacturing.
It must be something to do with how, like, what they do as a job. Like, I know Andy Birch is. I don't know if he's into that in his job, like cutting plastic for like the bake frames.
Yeah.
I know he's got some expertise, or he's just a clever guy. Like, I know that he is clever enough to do that and make it into a product. So I wonder if that's the same thing with everyone, or do they just jump on it and kind of take it for a ride and just see if they're good at it or not. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
maybe. I mean, that's why I've gone with the Blading Culture podcast, funnily enough, because I can talk about rollerblading for days and days and days, endlessly at the I have a great time doing it, and it makes a lot of sense for me to make something that I'm good at. And that's why I think this podcast is cool. I was going to ask what you thought of it so far. Like, obviously, when we first spoke, it was a little bit, oh God, podcast, talking, people.
Oh God, but, yeah. It's not like a taboo subject. It's not like but it was just an exciting, like, oh shit, is this going to happen? Like, is this like a route that you're going to follow? And is this something that you're going to push? And it's so good to see that the positive, like, response you've had off people as well, which is good. And I'm honoured to be on the show and stuff. Yeah, can you call it a show, or is it a chat, or is it? Like,
I'm hoping it becomes a show.
That'd be sick, man. Like the host, like just talking and being personal with people. I think it's great.
Yeah. So I have an entire season planned for throughout the year. Like, I've got so many people like wanting to come on the show. I had people message me to come on the show. Like, it's not like I had to beg anyone to come on the show. Like, everyone that I wanted on said yes. There are people who've
straight away to
come on. So I'm super happy with the response that it's got, and I guess the next step is to just crack on, carry on recording now.
And just take it as it goes, man. Take it as it comes. Just smash it. And I'm looking forward to some of the guests and stuff.
Yeah,
it's new for me though. It's dead new. Like, I've never listened to skating podcasts, but now being involved in one, I want to listen to all the mushroom stuff, and I don't even know what's out there. So you'll have to link me up and
if you
introduce me a bit.
If you want to look into podcasts, if anyone else listening wants to check out podcasts, if you go to bladerunion.com, they have a binge section, a sort of tab at the top, and you can go in there. They have podcasts, like every podcast that I can think of, rollerblading, all of my rollerblading podcasts, all of my gaming podcasts, they're all up there.
Wow.
True Spin podcast, Mad Beef rollerblading podcast. There's so many now, but we haven't got one here in the UK. and I'd like to think that Blading Culture can kind of be that.
Yeah, can fit in with that next side of skating. That's apparently we're missing out on. So props, man.
Exactly. Like we were talking earlier about Unity magazine and it being a little bit before your time in terms of when you started.
Yeah, it was like. I'd only just heard about it, not more recently, but like in the past 5 years, when people are going, "Oh, remember this back in the day?" and I go, "No, what? When did that happen?" 94. Oh yeah, that was when I was born. Like, you know what I mean? Like, fuck. Like, someone started skating. It might have been Matt Keaton from Halifax, or one of the OGs was just like, "Oh yeah, I started skating in 94, or I did this in 94, or I did this handrail in 94." And I was like, "Yeah, man, that was when I was born." I think it was Jam actually, Jamal Booth.
Yeah,
it's like 94. I can't remember, but yeah, fucking, it's weird. It's like,
I mean, that's before I started rollerblading, and I often like to think that I'm a bit of an OG in terms of how long I've been doing it.
You still are to me though, like 10 years veteran on top of me, and there's a lot of people at your age in the community as well, which is sick. Like, people have grown up and not grown out of rollerblading. Is probably. Like, you know, when they have like 30 plus comps, it should like start being bumped up to like 40 because it'd just be like a pro comp. You know what I mean? Not a pro comp.
Just gotten better with age.
In the country, yeah. Damn right, Woodsy, fucking. I could list them off, but like, prime example of Mr. Woods. I don't know how old he is. I'm sorry if I put him in the 30 bracket. He's not there. kills the game. And
he was blading before I was blading. For sure, like one of my friends took us to Sheffield back when I first started blading again. I remember I did a podcast previously called how I found, forgot, and rediscovered rollerblading, because it was a period where I sort of didn't do it anymore.
Yeah, we didn't see it for a bit. Like.
Long before I knew you, funnily enough. Like when I left Glossop, and obviously moved around for a bit. I didn't take any rollerblades with me. I didn't.
Yeah.
And I sort of stopped for about a year, maybe 2 years, I think, maybe even 3 years. I did some skateboarding for a while and broke my ankle.
Oh,
during that period where I wasn't rollerblading, and then obviously I started again. Went to Sheffield and went skating there, and the street in Sheffield is insane.
It's ridiculous. It's so good. There's so much. Every time I go, Rossi's like, "Oh yeah, let's just go to this one." And I'm like, "Have we ever skated it?" No, probably not, because there's so many. The only problem is there's loads scattered around. So they're all in like the surrounding little towns. So you need a car to get around. That's a top tip for anyone who wants to skate in Sheffield. You need to be squadding up in cars and like getting around to all the different spots, because there is some in the centre that you could skate, but the better ones are outside and dotted here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah. So obviously, what about street and Glossop? Was there much street and Glossop? Because obviously, watching the MCR video, man, you destroyed some handrails, some pretty beastie handrails.
Yeah.
That one outside Stockport Cinema.
That's cool, man. Grand Central.
I managed to get. Rob took a picture of me skating that handrail many years ago, probably before you started.
I've seen that photo like floating around.
Yeah, it's in the back of Unity magazine.
No way.
Yeah, there was like a.
As if that rail was that old.
There was like a homegrown section where you could send in your shots and be featured in the mag and stuff. Like I never got an interview in Unity magazine, but I got my picture in there.
The fucking that's amazing, man. Yeah, I got introduced to that rail when I first started skating street. Like when I grew up in Glossop, we only skated street for like maybe like the last year that I was there. So I started skating street like really late on. Like we skate curbs and stuff, but no handrails until like a year just before I left. And there's a lot of down rails, like downstairs, a lot of dirty down rails.
Yeah.
There's no like P rails to practice on or anything on any ledges, because it's all like stone and stuff like that. There's not many like new marble ledges anywhere or anything like that to skate, unless they've put them in since I've left. But part of that, it was just some dirty, horrible handrails. So my first rail was probably not really horrible, but probably I'd still find it not difficult now, but I'd still have to get myself in that mental mindset to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
One of them ones, horrible run up. It's really slow run up.
Skating in Manchester, like again, watching the MCR video, some of the run ups didn't look great.
No, there's not a lot. Well, I don't know. That's here, there, and everywhere with Manchester. Like some of the ground's amazing to skate on, but you will find a spot that's just amazing. That's got the most horrible, gritty, horrible run up that you've just got to kind of deal with. And that's half the trick, though, isn't it? Especially on flip, like getting a clip of it. That's like battled through that and did the rail. It's like twice the achievement. It's sick. Adds a bit of grime to it as well, doesn't it? Like,
yeah. Did you? By the way, it's probably not the place to be mentioning it, but did you get a fisheye sorted?
No, I still need to speak to you about that. I have got some clips on that camera that I was speaking to you about, like long angles, and some of them are going in like an intro edit for True Apparel, for a new t-shirt that we're getting. Check that out, everyone. It's pretty sick.
Yeah.
But I need to look at fisheye. I think it's a 58 mil.
Yeah,
lens.
so
I'm really not.
I did have a look, and there's a couple of different options you can do. I don't know if anyone else knows about fisheye lenses, but you can get them as standard, or you can get them where you'll need an adapter ring.
Yeah.
But with you being
Alex
58 mil,
this.
I don't think you'll need an adapter ring.
I think it's 58. I'll have to have a look properly in the guidebook on that.
But depending on which fisheye you buy, you may need a macro lens. And what the macro lens will do is it will pull that fisheye in. Otherwise, you'll just have a really small little circle in the screen.
Yeah, I get that.
It'll just look really warped. And I mean, you can always pull it out a little bit in, your software.
Quality reduces and stuff, doesn't it?
Yeah,
so
you've got to scale it up. So if you can get one with a macro lens, the hardest problem is buying them online these days. Is if you can go somewhere where you can try one out, then it's a bit different.
Yeah, I get that. I might have to have a little look. Which
brings me on to these USD Aeons. I'm going to have to travel to London, aren't I, to try a pair on in my size, or buy them.
Ramp Works, maybe? I don't know.
Oh, of course, yeah. Swain's now managing the shop, I believe.
Oh, sweet. I did not know that.
He mentioned something a while ago. I'm not sure. Oh, I might have I don't know if I've let anything slip there. He's coming over. He's coming over at mine soon to record a podcast at my house.
Oh,
so
sweet,
that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Just got to sort out how that's going to work. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've spoken to Steve properly. Like when me and Steve spoke last, he was managing Bones.
Fucking hell, that's a long time ago.
Yeah, so I don't know what he's been up to. He's been busy with Revolution, as has Burston, and
as has a lot of the UK scene. I'm so gutted I missed out.
I watched it this morning. I was watching Lewis Bowden on it.
Yes, Lewis.
But it's a cool little show, and have Steve-O on there, and
I know, man. They made it what it was, didn't they? They really did. And
they have done all right with it. Like it doesn't
represent blading in the full sense of blading, does it at all? But it's nice to have a bit of limelight in it, but to see the lads on it as well on Sky One, and you fucking cheering them on and that. Like, I need to start watching it, man.
Watching Burst and like ninja around the course, mate. It's something else.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? And that's impressive. That is impressive to the normal eye. Seeing that sort of thing.
And they've got a positive attitude. All of them. Everyone's so upbeat and happy, and I don't know. Like
painted a good picture.
If you watch it, you'll see what I mean. Like the rollerbladers just stand out in terms of their overall presence on the show. Like they definitely stand out.
Definitely. There's more characters, isn't there?
Definitely.
All of them are.
Yeah, man. There's some funky rollerbladers with some good characters. Who's your favourite? Who's your favourite rollerblader? Come on, Vella.
Oh, that's horrible.
You can go.
Absolute day is David Sizemore. Like,
oh mate,
always like rollerblade, just all the way through his career, like David Sizemore. But then like closely followed by like Nils Janssens. But then also like Alex and Nick and like the local lads to Manchester, because they were the first ones I was like, oh, can I have your autograph? Like I've got Nick's autograph, mate, and like he was over in Manchester the other day, and it's just mad, isn't it? Like I've got his autograph on a cuff, like a USD 06 cuff. It's still sat in my mum and dad's house. And I'm just like, and it's on there with like Monterey and shit like that. Just went round Buddy Slam Jam like a little crazy kid, like, give me your autograph.
Sign this.
Yeah, I mean, like, sign everything I've got, come on. Like, my helmet and everything. But then, I don't know, it's probably that, like, David Sizemore, closely by, like, Nils, but then also local heroes as well, like, always.
I think David Sizemore's in my top 5, in all fairness.
Who's yours?
My favourite rollerblader, probably Brasco. In all fairness, there's just I've just always been into, the way that he skates rails. I look when you watch him, he looks like he looks so heavy. That sounds weird, I know, but
no, he's so solid. He's so
solid, and I don't know if it's because of the camera, but when I watch him in comps and stuff, he's solid in comps as well. So like.
Real life.
He just blows my mind. When I watch him skate, he just looks so happy and so comfortable. It's really mind blowing stuff. And the Kelso brothers, I've always been into that kind of techie stuff.
Yeah, I dig that. I dig the fisheye free stuff and KCMO and stuff like that. Really dig that. I love the new style of it. I really do.
Yeah, in terms of the UK scene though, ironically, Matty, my favourite rollerblader to watch is you.
Oh, well, thank you.
I shit you not, like just watching you bounce around a skate park is just the most fun. Do you remember filming the BC UK edit?
I do, man. Fucking hell, that was so fun as well, wasn't it? In Bones, in our element.
And watching that back, I like to think that it captures a lot of your style.
I enjoyed them skates, man. I really did as well.
Yeah, and
just getting
so comfortable on them.
Yeah.
And so watching you skate always blows my mind. Because you just make it look so effortless, man. So effortless.
Appreciate that, honestly.
And I've tried some of your tricks, and I know they're not effortless. Mate, I can't wait to skate with you this weekend. I've been working so hard on my ledge
Saturday,
game.
Man. Man, on it.
So we'll end up chatting more on Saturday, no doubt. I don't know who's going to be coming up on the show next. Possibly
I'm
Tom from True Apparel.
Yes, get Tom on.
There's so many people going to come on the show. Really, like. You've been so supportive of it. You've always been sat there when it was BC UK and still here now.
Yeah, it feels like a different thing, but it's nice to know that it's all in the same idea of doing something for the community. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like you've smashed that, like from the start. That was 2014, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
And then like even though like nothing came of that, and that doesn't matter. It's still on that same exact line of doing something good for blading, and I think that's top, man.
Thank you. I was saying in the podcast that I did the other day, like, that even with the name change and the rebrand, the idea is still the same. It's a way for me to kind of give something back to the community that I feel like, And especially now, like last year I was having a bad year, and this year, like my positivity in the scene's changed, and my attitude of rollerblading's changed. And I think this is going to be a good way for me to kind of show that, but also give other people an opportunity to come on and talk about their
yeah, that's what you mean. It's not like I'm saying this in the nicest way possible. It's not just for you. Like, you're doing it for everyone. I think that's the best part about it. Like, everyone can have an opinion, like you said before. Like, anyone can come on the show and have their say and have a chat with you and still be up there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stop.
I've enjoyed it. And now, obviously, I don't know what we're at in terms of record time. I was going to try and keep it around an hour. I know that we chatted.
We've probably done that.
We chatted briefly before we started to kind of catch up a little bit and
While we got chatting a while, so it's nice to calm before the not calm before the storm, but like get into the vibe of it.
So how does it feel being the first podcast? How do
I'm
you feel now it's out of the way?
It's gone well. I think it's gone well. I think I voiced my opinion in the way I wanted to. It's been easy. It's been easy. Anyone wanting to come on, it's not hard. You just have a chat with Eric and it's sick. Like,
so I'll see you on Saturday. One other thing I wanted to talk about.
Go on, fire away.
Is MCR. Like, what was that like filming? Like, obviously, how long did it take to kind of get all the footage together for the MCR video? And
just over a year, or because I did a street section for UK Skate with Alex. Yes, that was like 2.5 minutes long.
Yep.
And then as soon as that finished, Alex must have been brainstorming and doing something in the background, but he was like, right, yeah, we're filming, we're good, we're just going to keep going. And we just didn't stop from there for it was like a year straight.
Yeah.
And then Alex put so much time into it, and everyone else put so much time into it as well, involved. And
how was it sick. Skating with Burston all the time? I can imagine
nuts.
I can imagine
like I said
that
before,
pushes
local
you. Burst, exactly.
Just gives off that such positive vibes. It's nice. It doesn't matter if you're going for it or you're just having a chilled one. It's just a nice vibe, and it was good. But like I said before, like local heroes. Like, I was only just coming into that scene of street skating properly, and then they introduced me to all the spots and everyone and everything like that. So I'm grateful for that. But it was just mad having Alex film you. It's like as you feel like as a kid nearly, like. But yeah, it was so good.
And I've filmed Burston before on a few occasions, and always sort of it's boiled my mind sort of watching his footage back and stuff. So to be able to say that that was a really good video. It had a really fun vibe. I remember the disclaimer saying this isn't HD. Because that's not about
on
that.
A cam, and I think we stopped recording because the camera broke. So it's just like, right, better start editing now. And I think that is such a natural curve into where it should have finished.
The start and end of the project.
Yeah, is this one little handy cam with a fisheye the size of your hand, and it was just sick. It was just grime and ghetto but fun and positive and all in the right ways. No, I think it's portrayed as well. Sorry, go on, mate.
No, I like the MCR thing. I really liked what they were doing. I think it came out at a good time. I think Burston did a really good job with it. The titles and credits all feel really natural. The skating all just felt like really natural. You had Sammy Garland on it, man. Sammy in ages.
Little Sammy.
But obviously on Facebook and Instagram, there's something going on with MCR, isn't there?
Yeah,
I don't know what the dealio is. I don't know how much you can and cannot say. But obviously,
it's not my place to say. But we, as a collective, there is something that's like we're always working towards a goal. It's nice to be able to collect clips on just nights out into town, just skating. But I'm sure Alex will tell you more about it. But we've made a new Instagram account called MCR Video Phone Zone. So if you're not following it, and it's just an update of what we're getting up to, really.
So worth a follow, just in case.
Worth a follow, just in case. Well, inevitably, if that makes sense.
I mean, the Manchester scene is crazy, so amazing. Another video would be very, very cool, and I think.
Yeah, I think we've got it in the bag. I think we've got it.
Yeah, definitely. I'm hoping to get Alex on the show. He has expressed interest in coming on. So obviously I can ask him a little bit about the MCR video. But have you got any plans for the rest of the year? Like anything? I don't know if you'll be going to blading camp in
No, unfortunately not. I think that's a bit too much out the way. I'm still planning holidays with Juliet and stuff, and we want to go away somewhere big next year. And so, like, blading holidays, I may have to stick to just one more. And I want to go Barca. Local lads, we need to sort it. Like, it needs to happen. Like, I really want to go. But part of that, just comps, got a few bits in the lines with True Apparel and Blade Life. And I'm in touch with Rob Fox a lot. And then Jake Bennett, I want to go and see. And I just want to explore everywhere in around the UK and link up with our friends that are our friends because we're rollerblade. And that's what it's going to be about this year, I think.
Yeah, man, that sounds perfect, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's what you want, isn't it? Just
the life.
Just dig in and be involved in the sport and be involved in the sport with the rest of everyone. Like, there's so many people to be involved with, and so many people to keep in touch with. It gets a bit crazy.
Areas and it does, man. It does. And again, UKBC connecting everyone, doing well there.
Oh yeah, definitely, for sure, man. Good little network. I was saying the other day, like, proper little family there. It's cool.
Yeah,
they all kind of. There's some banter. There's some trolls.
There is, man. And the jokes as well.
Pure bants.
Pure.
Yeah, man. Right, well, I want to say thank you for coming on the show, brother.
Thanks so much for having me, man.
It was nice to get it out of the way. I know that we had some problems yesterday trying to do it.
Yeah, man, like we had some computer issues and some technical issues before, but hopefully it comes out sound, and we'll obviously speak again before Saturday. I'll see you Saturday, bro. Yeah. Can I do a shout out? Shout out to
I was gonna say, yeah.
Thank
go
you.
Shout out.
Sorry. Shout out to Blade Life, Greg. Thank you, my man. Shout out to True Apparel, Tom. Thank you, my man. Rob Fox from Fox Wax, and just everyone around town. Safe, brothers. Peace.
Pay attention to the lessons that they put on us. What I say is just honest. Money in your pocket feels good, don't it? You should focus. You should pay attention to the lessons that they put on us. What I say is just honest.